Okay, well, so we want to try to do this as easily as possible. Try to go to the 49 cases for the Hispanic group. And so we will copy this sheet. So I just go down to the bottom here and I need to find move or copy sheet. So I right clicked on the sheet and I said move or copy sheet, and I want to copy, so I say that, and I probably just want to put it at the end, and the name I said something like normal Hispanic. Oh, that already exists on mine, so so for me, I'm just going to say sheet 11. But yeah, you should use a name that makes sense to you. So I say okay, and there I'm now on that sheet down here. And so the easiest thing to do, I would like this plot to kind of update automatically, that sort of thing. And the way you can do that and kind of trick it is I need to have 16 more lines to get this thing up to 49. And so I'm going to go down here, and I started at 27. I could start anywhere, but I think that's probably the best place to start. And let's see, 27 plus 16 is 43, so I want to go here to 43, and I'll just right click and say insert, and there we go. And notice there's like a bunch of stuff missing in there, and there's a bunch of stuff missing here. Well, so what I want to do is fill this in, and good, I got it to go to 49. And I'll fill in these others, but actually I just remembered I haven't updated my distribution. So remember we had well, before I do that in this video, let me just kind of copy and fill things in here. Hopefully they'll fill in nicely. Yeah, that all looks good. See, so that's getting filled in well. My normal distribution, I'll fill that in. Now that will be and I can just fill it into there if I want. I can bring it all the way down, because this region's going to change anyway. And the zeros and so forth, I'm not sure, and I really don't need those over here, so I'm going to get rid of them. Zeros, I'm not sure where they need to be yet. We need to figure that out. And this height, I'm not exactly sure what that needs to be yet. And so, but here, notice, we are just copying things, and so I'll copy that up some amount. And here I have that sum, and here I have the sums going up. So now, at this point, I can definitely go up this way to try to find my 0.05. So it's, I'll take that up, and it looks like it goes clear up to there. Well, for now, but now let me enlarge this so you can see what I'm typing a little better and see what we have in there. So remember, we had 33 times 0.59, but now we have 49, and so I need to change that, and here I need 49. So there I've updated my distribution, and I definitely needed to do that. And now, I can come down here and kind of see where things are, and notice, here's 0.027, there's 0.0522. Now, this becomes, for my threshold, I definitely want to get rid of all that stuff. So this is my rejection region. I copied that up, I just pulled that up. And now, should I keep the 522 because that's actually a little bigger than 0.05? Yeah, it kind of doesn't matter. If you're splitting hairs like that, you need to redo your study anyway. And so, we could put it at the 0.0522. As we go into new, the next chapters and so forth, we won't worry about stuff like this because we'll not be doing things that are like simulations. But I think for now I'm going to leave it at the 0.0522. Now we do need to find our p-value, and actually that's a good question. I may have to go look in here for how many of the doctors returned indicating some sort of any type of bias. I don't remember what it was, and so let me pause a second. I'll go looking for that. So could have been hours since I went looking, you don't know, but it was 31. So our response was 31, so that is where we calculate our p-value. And so for our p-value, we come clear up here. And so I'm going to make all that yellow. So I'll get rid of that. And I need a sum from here on down. Whoops, I need to highlight that. So there on down. So D37 to D54, and I hit enter, and my p-value is 0.2259, so pretty big p-value, and definitely way above my rejection region here at 0.05. And now, so there I've gotten my p-value, I've figured out where my rejection region is. That starts at 35 responses. We only had 31. And now to make my picture look better, so let's zoom out a little bit here and go up and find that picture. Notice it's not looking as good because it's kind of short in there and all that, because this height is 0.14. Probably a height of 0.12 would be better, and I want that to go all the way from here. So I'll put in 0.12, and I will copy that and paste that down here. Whoops. Paste. It tells me to warn, and I want to do that. Okay, so there's that. Now these we're just copying over here, and so I can just grab that, and I want to pull that all the way up to match that, just like I did for the African American group. And so I have those filled in, and now the rest I want zeros here, so I'll bring zeros down to there. I'll bring the zeros down to here, and it's looking pretty good. Okay, so what happened here. I don't see, see, I have this region here, but I don't see it in the legend. I think I'll have to edit this. See, you know, and every spreadsheet's going to have its own little issues, but I think what happened was, yeah, see, it was off the bottom, and now I pull that over. Now it's looking a little better, and I shift it over here and get it up a little bit. You know, so now that looks pretty good. This, that was a subtitle, I move it over there. Oh, this isn't good here, right? I need to change that from the African American Black group to the Hispanic group. Okay, but I still fail to, you know, and maybe that could go up there a little bit. But number reporting bias, that's still good. So you see, it really didn't take too much to redo this. Again, you know, as I did, you know, what were some of the key things? Well, I inserted stuff in the middle, and you know, when you insert your lines in the middle, now I chose 27 because that's where they were broken on the previous one, but really anywhere in the middle is fine. I had to go up here and change my formula to have the 49s in them. If I didn't do that, my null distribution would be wrong. So I had to have it reflect the Hispanic population of you know, the sample that we got back, which was 49. And but again, our null hypothesis is that same 59%, the general population. So our null hypothesis didn't change any. And you know, so I use those same columns. I use my highlighting again to help me out to make sure I was at the right place. The 0.05. Now again, if you know, if you came down here and said the rejection region was at 36 instead of 35, yeah, that's fine. That's, you know, possibly, you know, plenty of people would say, well, you're right and I'm wrong. But again, you know, we're splitting hairs when you're talking 0.0522. You know, it's random data and so forth. If, you know, if your study comes down to needing to be that close, redo your study. Okay, you want much better numbers than something like that. You know, it's, you know, if you really have to show evidence for something, and you're worrying about splitting hairs at that alpha level. You know, did you get 0.049 or 0.051? Yeah, again, get more evidence, go get more data, redo your study. You know, here we don't have to worry about it because we got a p-value way up here at 0.2259, so it was way off the 0.05, but not that many responses off, right? You know, we were at 30, did I say 32 or 31? Oh, I got that wrong, I think. We need to pull this up one more. And that should actually be up here. So I'm going to cut that and paste it here. I'll pull this up. So sorry about that. Not sure why I can't. Not sure. I feel like something. Yeah, I lost control here of this thing. Not sure what just happened. Let me pause for a minute. Okay, well, I'm back. It didn't take too long, actually, in real time. So I had copied this up here, but I need to make sure it's the right sum. So it needs to go from D37 Is that correct? Oh, do I have this? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah. So when I recovered here, it did not do as I had just done. So there, I needed to go up to 31. Here, I'm just going to try pulling this up like that. And getting rid of that. Now I need to check that formula. It goes from 36. Now that barely adds any to it, but it's wrong, so I need to update that to 54. So sorry I got the heights wrong on that, but it was 31 or more. So they're at 36, and we get a p-value of 0.32, or 32% chance that we could have gotten our data for the Hispanic responses based on a 59% response rate from the general population, and so we failed to reject the null hypothesis again. And again, we see we're way up here at 0.32, and we wanted to be down here at 0.05 or smaller. And so now, whoops, if I come over here and go up and take a look at this thing, there, I believe I've got that all set. And again, you see I didn't have to redo the plot. I had to edit a couple things, but there I have it. There's the new plot, and again, it came from changing these two values up here, using my 49 for my n instead of 33, and inserting the extra rows I needed. So I needed 16 rows, so I added those, and got my 0.32 here, and ended up with a pretty simple change to get this. So there we go, even with my program locking up a bit.